Hello, yeah, hello, and welcome to my
Frozen
camera
face.
is frozen. Oh man,
You look so
that's
A
grumpy.
dapper
yeah.
look.
I'm very upset apparently. Well, that's fantastic. Amazingly, I can't fix it without going to a close up of my face. So, 1 second, everyone. Ooh. Welcome to Nightsky Sanctum, Season 2, Episode 8. Getting the technical difficulties out of the way right at the beginning. Hello, Mouser. Thank you for your first time chat. And thank you to all of the new followers we got over the last 20 minutes or so. I'm sorry this is the very first thing you got to see was some technical difficulties, but like I said, it happens at least once a stream, so glad they're out of the way now. Just like our dice roller that hates us during one half of the game and loves us during the other half, and we never know which half it's going to be. Uh, so
we'll see once we roll for the first time, and it turns up either a 1 or 2 6s.
Yeah. So let's start by introducing ourselves and the characters we'll be playing for tonight. And I guess potentially Morningstar, you might want to introduce two characters, as
Well-
with Andrea, but we'll start with Morningstar.
I think, well, I suppose I could introduce them both right now. I am Morningstar. That much I don't need to say, most likely. Today I will mostly be playing Elise, our Median Psyche, who, well, she always gets her way, whether whether the polite and peaceful way or the much more aggressive way. Usually turns out okay. And I shall potentially also be playing our dear Leviticus Blackhorn, our Asterian Storm Mage, who wields the power of lightning with almost the dexterity that he wields a pistol.
And he wields his horse lightning too. All right, Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan. I actually wrote something down this time, so I don't sound insane. I'm Megan, and I play Seth, our resident shapeshifter. They are food motivated, gender ambivalent, and a Nereid, with a flotsam jetsam aesthetic. So just think Shape of Water, but in a lost and found bin. With reckless tendencies, Steph and their frog familiar Ribbert navigate situations with oceanic themed shapeshifting, not always with the best intentions. Their interests include mythical transformation, shadow world exploration, and shrimp cocktail.
Nice.
Yes. Love that shrimp.
Azalin?
Well, I'm Azalin. I play Yarrow, who is an Arcanist Satyr. who just got some fancy little silver horn tips, so that's always nice and fun. Who also has a wonderful familiar in Jean, a phoenix, who's very attached. And she really loves her friends, Yarrow does, but shows it in weird, chaotic ways by making them rescue her frequently. So we have to be rescued today.
All right, and Andrea.
Yeah, I'm Andrea. I will mostly be playing Hollis today, who is a Gob Baba. She is mildly obsessed with death and dying and being as close to dying as she can be, and mingling with the spirits. I will also possibly be playing Rianne. She is a oh my gosh, what was she? She was an animist, but I can't remember her heritage off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was a fern girl, wasn't she?
That's
Yes.
right, Mandrake.
She was Mandrake, fern related animist. So she also talks to spirits, just a different kind of spirit, not the dead ones. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you want any background, it looks, nope, there, I'm back. I paused for a split second there. If you want any more background on Andrea and Elite and Morningstar's other characters there, as well as the two that were played by Megan and Azaelwyn, that is in our Twin Pines series, which is a little 4-part series we did a few months ago, where they played different characters in Appalachia, and they uncovered some secrets, and now those characters have or are spilling those beans to this group so that they can push forward with what they learned.
I reckon that's a waste of beans.
Yeah.
That's good trail food.
When we left off last week, Seth had finished a artifact, a massive people carrying portal made of kelp and hagstones that was able to transport the characters bodily into all the unknown realms. They used it on their first outing to go to the underworld and had a really good time. Thank you so much for posting that link to our Twin Pines playlist.
A really good time, which involved Hollis being ripped apart by skeletal wraiths.
Yeah, which is Hollis's version of a real good time.
I suppose.
She didn't get double possessed like she did previously. How do you?
It's the high she's still chasing.
Okay, so we came up with something that we were going to do, and then I completely forgot what it was. So that's exciting.
Jack Spiderstripe.
That's right. Yeah. So Jack has been sitting atop your Covenstead for several weeks now, and he has been bored out of his shape-shifting skull, being that he is currently a block of granite that has been defaced by some of your new allies recently.
I made them clean it up.
Yeah. But despite all the hardship that he's faced, he's kept a stiff upper lip, and it's been helpful to him that he's able to communicate with all of you telepathically. But he's a powerful Fae, and he is definitely not used to being stuck in the form of a unmoving statue for this
baby.
this period of time.
know.
He feels like he's your prisoner, since it was you that delivered the poison after all. But
Should know how fake contracts work. We didn't have a choice.
yeah. But he's been listening in on all of your recent adventures, as you all well know. It's the price you pay for having a powerful Fae sitting on top of your Covenstead like that. But in his boredom, he has been communicating with the other Fey members of your Covenstead. You have two trolls that have been living with you guys, one for a few months and another for almost a year. A sea troll who routinely paddles about in the waters around your island and has herself a little home in on the seafloor, and a forest troll who can be found prancing around in your forests that are outside of your Covenstead, which is on South Brother Island. And you're in a military bunker, just to catch people up if they're not aware, an underground bunker.
We really should change that someday.
What's
Good
that?
job.
Oh.
We should have the whole place remodeled.
Mm-hmm.
And build a house on top of our bunker.
A
Mm-hmm.
tower, I was thinking. More imposing.
So do away with the whole hidden Covenstead thing, and
It could be magically hidden.
True,
Maybe.
true. Actually, now that you mention that, I do think you have one point to spend on your Covenstead from last time. So that's something to think about. I think we had talked about potentially putting some wards on your Coven.
Yeah.
Hi, Lupinico. Thank you for joining us, being new to Twitch. Yeah, so anyway, warded Covenstead might be a good idea. Your Covenstead is hidden and secure, but some magical wards might help, especially since you've had more visitors in the last maybe month and a half than you have ever before.
Yeah, maybe Hollis is getting antsy and doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we did see what the Order did to the witches it did find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their whereabouts were very well known, part of the treaty that they had with them, but yeah, something has changed recently and made them a target again.
Something.
Yeah,
Totally not my fault.
something. Nobody knows what. Who could know? Impossible. Uh, so, um, the you all wake up around 2 a.m. to a sort of howling laughter that just sort of tears through all of your heads as you hear Jack Spiderstripe's voice waking you or startling you in the middle of whatever you're doing at 2 a.m. because I'm sure not all of you are sleeping.
2 a.m. Goodness, no one gets to bed that early.
That's a horrible alarm.
Seth's currently raiding the fridge, just like,
Nice.
Elise is shaking up a martini and the noise startles her and gin gets everywhere.
The tap dancing kids come in and like, I'll clean that up for you.
The kid should be asleep.
They should be, but they've learned from you. So
as one
I'm
tap
not exactly
dances
good
out to clean it
influence.
up, it like slips, and another kid comes and just.
they do a whole Laurel and Hardy routine. It's terrible.
This is what happens when they start teaching themselves. They learn baser arts.
Yeah. So Jack says, I've got it. I figured it out. I know exactly what we need to do. Seth, to the portal. Like he's
It's like Jack,
master
it's
and
not the Batmobile.
I need like the yeah. Seth needs their own like.
Install a fireman's pole.
So he says, you know how you've been tuning this portal to different worlds? I think I could help you tune it to Arcadia. It's where these trolls have been wanting to get back to. this is not their world, and they're not happy here, despite the fact that they've both been able to make little homes for themselves, and they haven't been of particular use while they've been here anyway. Just sort of subsisting and not really living a life. And they have battles to fight, and it's the least I can do since I'm stuck here to do this. And maybe maybe I can get you close to a store of fey fruits, get you all stocked up in exchange for this little mission.
Yeah.
Sure, I like my troll friends. I want them to be happy.
Who
Have a
goes?
turkey leg in their mouth, just like, oh.
I take it that you are no longer a pickle then.
No. My back's still broken and my stomach's still necrotized, I guess, but I'm no longer a pickle.
Are those both level 1s, or?
I had a level 1 before, and those were level 2.
Okay.
So with my vital form, my level 1 is now gone, but
Okay.
I didn't think I was supposed to shift those down, so I've left those at level 2.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize you had started with a level 1. Darn. Yeah, so you're in a lot of pain right now, probably.
Yeah, and I'm still shoveling like food down my gullet, like just like it hurts. Oh, cheese.
So who makes it down into the basement first?
I live relatively close to the basement.
Okay. When you come in, you see that the 2 trolls are already down there, bags packed and ready to go.
Wow.
And they bags tags. They both run over to Hollis, and they pick you up and spin you around, and say thank you for letting him do this for us.
Yeah, no problem. Just make sure we don't die when we cross over, please.
It's not the plan, but we'll see. You know where we want to go if we were to, though. Right up there in your graveyard.
Aw.
All right. The rest of you file down?
Yeah, I assume Yara was in her workshop working on stuff, and I think that's down there. So Yara was
Mhm.
like, "What is all the commotion right now? I'm trying to work."
All right, yeah,
She's come along with a bottle of gin because she could only get one martini finished.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yep, so you see the 2 trolls, the forest troll being a little taller than the sea troll, although able to speak quite a bit less. Seems to be the most happy to go. There just hasn't been a lot of land to roam. The sea troll, on the other hand, had already been sort of had been sort of co-opted into the Vile Legion, so they were used to living here. But going back to Arcadia is definitely really good for them. So I think last time you all channeled energy into the portal to get it to change destination.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the same thing again?
Sure.
Maybe a group roll?
I thought we just spent essence.
Oh, yeah. I think because this is a new destination, I'm probably gonna do a fortune roll. So
Okay.
I think I'll just do a fortune roll, and I'll do that based on the amount of essence you guys spend. So
Well, if we all spend 1.
it'll be 4.
Yep, I'll spend 1.
I'm certainly willing to contribute to this.
Yarrow's like, yeah, let's go.
We'll see whether the dice are going to favor the first part of the undertaking or the latter.
Yeah, that's what we want to know. And the dice bot.
Yeah.
Not that late dice bar. Come on, wake up.
That is
Oh.
not. That is. Sorry, that was not the right dice. That was a previous roll from last
Okay.
session. Let me
That's
delete that.
good.
It was the same kind of roll. Our bot is being a butt.
Shall I slap it around?
Yes, please.
Like, hello, bot.
I'd roll command, but unfortunately the dice not working. Rather hard to roll the command into tunes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not working. We just have to call it dice butt.
Yeah, nice, but
Okay. Been having a weird problem with the people hosting our bot. Yes, it's running. Give this another try.
Well, we should say something while this is going, because quiet is not quality content. Who's got a joke? Someone say a joke.
oh no. Like everybody roll off with the dad jokes now.
That's me. I used up all my wit already today.
I could get you some good old fashioned plastic ones.
Oh, dice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could just tell everybody what you rolled.
I have them right here in my hand.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Looks like,
Sophisticated. No.
well, we can try the dice spot again, maybe around the time that we take a break or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can fix it then.
Yeah, I came prepared with about 20 dice on my desk, mostly d6s and some d10s for just in case a World of Darkness game breaks out randomly.
I have a whole tower full of dice in here.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel energy coursing from your telepathic connection. At first, it's just an incredible rush of power, and then you feel like it's almost rewiring part of your brain with Fey energy. But luckily, that energy works its way out through your fingers or toes or whatever you have pointing at the. Whatever you have pointing at the portal, the energy sort of rockets out of that and makes its way in, and the portal, which is mostly made of kelp, starts to erect itself and become large enough to fit one of you through. The color coming from the other side of the portal is overwhelmingly green, a greener green than you've ever seen on Earth, and immediately you're overcome with the fact that these trolls probably haven't seen that color of green in a good amount of time. It might be one of the things that makes them long to be back there so much. Jack says that he is fairly certain that he got you really close to a storehouse. So it should be relatively, you should have an easier time making your way in than you would have otherwise. And to, of course, beware, this is a Fey realm, and anything you come in contact with might not be what it seems.
Okay, so don't eat anything and don't step on anything and
Tell anybody your name.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go by Ro while we're here.
Wallace. Yeah.
Wallace.
Wallace
Ballas.
with a B.
Okay,
Wallace.
ballless.
Not just any bee, it's the emoji bee specifically.
They'll never guess.
Nice. Amazingly, the trolls do not volunteer to go in first. Probably because they're going to have to really crouch to get in through that portal. So it's going to take them a little while. So they want to make sure that that you guys are safe where you end up. Oh, I just noticed something. So if you notice in chat, there is an advertisement. If you want to play a game online, but you don't have your own gaming group, check out that link there for startplaying.games, and you can tell a GM what kind of game you want to play, and they will make the game happen for you. So if you use that link, you'll get $10 in credits, and if you end up joining a game, then we'll get a little bit as well. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. They're doing a little promotion right now, and because I see in chat every now and again people saying that they would love to play again, but they don't have their own gaming group, startplaying.games is a great place to check out. And they really love Forged in the Dark games, like the one we're running right now. I'm sure if you asked a GM nicely to run Children of Midnight Coven for you, they would probably do it happily. And you can send them my way if they want some advice, or Andrea's way, and we can help them out. Alright, well, back to the game. So, the portal is open before you. It is really hard to see anything on the inside, except just that sort of bright, lush green. So you might have to go in to see more, unless you want to use any particular powers.
I'll just kind of crouch down and go through, and it'd be very small and try to be sneaky.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Who
Jarl's
wants-
like, be careful. And then while Jarl's leaning forward saying be careful, literally just trips in after.
Okay.
Steph tries to grab onto Yarrow, falls after them. Oh no!
So,
At least rose her eyes.
so
Jim's
Hollis,
the camera.
Hollis, as you go in, you immediately notice that you are cut off psychically from the rest of your covenstead. Not that it's particularly unexpected, but apparently this portal is a little different in nature than the last one you went through. And yeah, you see a lush forest in front of you with all manner of alien wildlife, squirrels with extra sets of eyes, and clambering up trees with white and blue fur. And you can see a castle off in the distance, and it looks like this isn't the front of the castle that you're at. You're near one of the rear towers of the castle. And very quickly thereafter, Yarrow stumbles in, and then Seth follows quickly thereafter. Is anybody trying to bring their familiar through?
Yeah, I definitely would bring a run. So if I need to fly away, I can fly away.
Yeah, make a focus roll if you would.
A focus roll?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to restart the
Okay.
bot again.
It didn't seem to do anything.
Yeah.
What a pity.
Yeah, it looks like it thinks it's running. It shows itself as running, but then it's not reading out anything. You've got physical dice though? Does everybody else, or?
No, on mine it shows offline.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the actual bot code. Dice butt.
Dice butt.
I can grab some.
How many dice would you be rolling? I can just roll them for you if you'd like.
I don't like it, but I guess I will.
Do you have your phone? There's a really good app that I saved. God, where is it? Like amping up this app.
Well, we could just use the browser-based dice if we were going to do that.
It's just called Dice. Amazing Fantasy Dice, I think. Got different dice types in it as well.
Ooh.
And it's free.
Free.
That's great.
I'm gonna grab 3 dice.
Okay.
Hollis is like, you're not gonna mess up my roll, GM. Now, if it's a low roll, just be like, oh no, I lost them. They fell off the desk. And then.
They're all 6s every time.
Wow. Who would have guessed?
I got a 4.
Okay, what were you rolling again?
Focus.
Oh, focus. Okay. Something.
Do I need to roll focus as well if I'm bringing Ripper?
Yes, please. Something Fey has infected your owl as it makes its way through the portal. You can choose how that manifests. I was thinking basically a trauma.
A trauma for a
for your familiar, yes.
Um.
And it could impact. It could like physically change them as well. Like maybe they turn.
I know.
Color.
The magnetic fields that birds use to navigate are completely gone. So he is kind of confused about what way is what. So it's hard for him to navigate.
Oh, I love that. That sounds great. So, not flightless, but yeah, unable
Confused.
to navigate. And overall confused. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay. And Seth?
I got a 3.
Okay. Ribbert becomes paralyzed and unable to enter the Fey realm. He just sort of gets paralyzed there at the gate. You can see him half in, as you have gone in before him. And yeah.
Just doing the sticky frog feet on like the edge of the portal, just like, I want to go in.
Oh yeah, you can see his little froggy feet and his frog body just hugged up against the portal. Yeah, and he just, yeah, it's like a solid barrier for him. And after a few minutes, he just sort of hops off and tries to re-enter and bonks his little nose.
Aww.
Anybody else coming through or bringing a familiar through?
Well, Elise doesn't really want to go through because she knows all that green is going to clash with her beautiful red dress.
Do you want to change?
It's all she has.
Aww.
So, unfortunately, she's just going to have to deal with it. Now, she doesn't really know that the familiars are having an issue, so she's going to attempt to bring Whisper through. Well,
okay.
Because it would be metagaming if I didn't.
I think Jean probably might have tried to swoop in.
Okay. You can roll it as well.
Is that focus that we're rolling?
Focus was what I was thinking, but you can choose if there's something I think would be better.
Focus makes sense to me.
Well, my dice bot gave me a 6 and a 1.
Oh,
I got
on
a
2
4.
dice or 0?
2 dice.
Okay. All right. Okay, Elise. Whisper. Yeah, something happens that changes Whisper. You can choose what that is, but it's going to be generally fey and generally negative. And Yarrow, when Jean comes through, she swoops through and lands near you as if this was second nature to her.
Well, I guess Jean's a phoenix. It's like, well, I don't know what everybody else's problem is. But... well, we now have
Imagining
a
that
little
Whisper is
bonfire.
now a slug.
Oh,
Oh, that's perfect.
Or a
And like-
snail, just to be thematic.
yeah.
Like a really colorful one?
Yes, that
Nice.
works.
Okay, awesome.
An opal-shelled snail.
Ooh.
Beautiful. All right.
Disgusting.
Well, it's good for the skin. You do it. You did it.
True. That's true. That's good skincare there.
You see some windows high up on the nearby tower, probably 50 plus feet in the air. The castle itself looks like it's made of stone. You feel like you've sort of trekked back into medieval times. And you also notice that your clothing and gear have all changed significantly as well during this process. So if your clothes didn't quite match before, they probably do now. The fabric has changed, and your gun seems to be inoperable.
Don't tell me. It's polyester.
No, it's a natural fiber.
I think it was.
Yarrow just starts scratching everywhere. Like, come on, my clothes were okay before.
Stuff's like, sweet, an upgrade. It's not trash.
You notice your lockpicks, the metal is much weaker. You can almost bend it in your hands. It feels like it's going to be useless.
Okay.
Righty.
You also feel that sort of lingering fey manifestation in your heads, and you realize that it might not be just your physical circumstances that have changed.
Like, Yarrow needs to be any more unstable in the
I
mind.
know, I'm like, what did you do to my brain? Did
No,
it
that's
try
what happened.
man?
You just become stable for the first time in your life.
I can see clearly now.
I think, Yarrow, do you have an ability called, like, Sense Resonance or something like that?
Yes, I can. My Grimoire sense, I can sense the resonance of any item or place of power.
Okay. So, you notice when you look around, everybody's auras have changed.
Oh.
All of your entire group has a greener aura than they had before. And the thing that usually tells you that you're dealing with a moderately powerful witch seems to be significantly diminished as well.
Ooh.
And
Well,
replaced by this glittery green.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
I
If
tried
it
to say
wasn't
it.
horrible enough that it was green, it's glittery too.
I tried to say it one time slow, and I screwed it up. So yeah, you're all coming to terms with your costume changes and everything.
Elise is not going to come to terms with this. This is going to irritate her for the entire evening.
Alptron Fairy just gave me a fantastic idea. The bottle of, what was it, rum? That you had in your hand turns into absinthe.
Gin, but it could be absinthe.
Turns into
I'll snap it.
absinthe.
Well, there's one upside to this whole thing.
You can smell it.
So, do we not have telepathic bond anymore?
You do. As soon as you're all inside, you feel it reconnect. However, you are now only connected to yourselves and the two trolls. You are no longer connected to Jack at the moment.
Well,
Peace.
Yeah, it's a little quieter. There's a little calmness that goes through you. You're like, oh, I could spend some downtime here.
well, Jack's just gonna be going crazy. He's so bored up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got River to hang out with.
And I'm sure the seagulls.
Okay. So you think the storeroom that he was sending you to is probably that tower that is nearby, based on your location that you arrived at and his thinking that he had done a pretty good job of pinpointing you in the right place.
So he didn't tell the trolls where we needed to go, like...
The trolls, as soon as they come out, they shake anybody's hands that wants to say goodbye to them, and they both head off kind of in opposite directions from each other.
Okay.
They sort of have a sixth sense for where they're going and trying to find their own domains. They could be stopped if you want to try to get them to do something for you before they leave.
I just wanted to know if Jack told them what the storehouse looked like.
Oh,
Like,
gotcha.
that would have been like, you're going to like a tiny shack in the woods, or you're going to a giant ass tower in the woods. It's like,
Yeah.
where,
No.
what are we supposed to be looking for?
An Arcadian storehouse, according to what Jack told you before you came in, an Arcadian storehouse is usually a well-guarded, heavily defended, sort of often a tower in which they store bay fruit and anything else that they might use to barter with.
So we're stealing this fey fruit.
Oh,
Well, now I'm so much more
Hey.
interested.
Absolutely stealing it. Yeah. You are...
Why on earth would Jack think that we would go around stealing faith?
No idea.
We
I
certainly
just
didn't
assumed
steal
that
any
it was
from him.
his and he was going to give it to us. Like, you
No.
know, 3 times they know who you are. They'll give you stuff.
Yeah. No, this is not his, nor is this his land. This is making use of what you had available and trying to help you out for helping them out. So, no, this land is probably owned by someone else, another faction, or potentially an otherworldly entity. You know how it was when you got into the underworld. It was nothing like anything you had experienced before. This is probably going to be the same way.
All right.
Are the trolls still nearby? You said they were hanging out until,
Yeah.
like, unless they were going to do anything else.
Yep,
Can
they're
I
gonna...
attempt? Steph wants to give one of them a hug, and while they're there, just like pull a little bit of hair out, so they can do like transformation later.
Okay, which one? The slightly bigger forest troll or the extremely underwater agile sea troll?
I'm already pretty agile underwater, so
That's
I'll
true,
go
you
for the
are.
forest troll.
Okay. All right, yeah, he's a 9-foot tall troll beefcake. So, yeah, he's pretty big guy. I was kind of thinking he looked a little bit like Ludo from Labyrinth, just with less hair.
Okay.
So kind of like that really short, like pit bull hair,
Okay.
real smooth.
Maybe I can just get my little nails and like scratch some arm
Oh yeah,
dandruff
no,
off.
you can get some, no problem.
Okay.
He kind of snorts at you. I think we should probably make a roll on that.
Okay.
What do you think? You
Yeah,
want to
I think
ask
so.
him
'Cause, like,
first,
he'll just
or
be like, what?
yeah?
Um,
do you
yeah,
think
you know
for
what?
that?
Sure.
Like a sway?
Yeah, sway. Like, pretty please, give me your hair.
There is someone in chat named Changeling as fuck. You chose the perfect session.
Please. If someone shaped him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll do a sway roll.
Okay.
Oh, landed on my mouse cord. Sorry. Do it again. That. Ooh! Not lying.
Nice.
I got a 6.
All right.
I will do a proper one next time. I'll try to find a way to, like, do it in front of the camera. It's up pretty high. I don't have a desk.
Yeah, so he leans down to you and says, and he's almost never talked the entire time you all have known him, but he just says, "You're welcome."
I'd like to think this is the only conversation I've had with him. It's just, give me your hair.
Yeah. And
What's a
yeah.
little hair between friends?
Alrighty. What do we want to say he's at for tier level? I just want to make a point of writing it down
Good
on my sheet
point.
when we do it.
Let's go tier 3.
Tier 3.
And it's like that deep voice. You're welcome. Kind of like Eeyore.
Kind of slow-mo, little cute. Sorry, you said tier 3?
Yeah.
I realized I was typing in the wrong spot, and it's like, why isn't my 3? Okay.
And the sea troll just says, "Beware. The creatures who claim to own this land are not at all hospitable. Not like the other Fae you may have heard of."
The Fae are hospitable.
The Fae are forced to be hospitable.
Less forced in their actual realm, so
Yeah.
great. We're gonna be stuck here for a year and a day. Forced to dance a circle for forever. Okay.
The castle is about 30 yards ahead of you through a nice forested little area.
So can I send Jean up to do like a survey and gather
Absolutely.
information and see if there's anything into like entrances, anything interesting that she could find? Which I think I only have one. Oh, I got a 5. Well, you can't really see it on there anyway.
That's okay. Okay. So she gets up a pretty good pretty good height, and stops before she reaches the canopy, because she can see some, and you can see these through her eyes. You can see these 2 men, very very human looking, standing on top of the tower on the parapet. They are facing the opposite direction, but a third man comes up through some stairs and nearly spots Jean as she is in the canopy. And as he turns, you notice that they all have extremely long ears, are pretty svelte.
Ooh. Well, we have some fancy pants up there.
Yay! We found the elves, guys, and they're not the Keebler kind.
Aw,
if you ask
cookies.
nicely, they might
You could
give
really
you
go for
cookies.
some tree cookies, though.
I know, tree cookies.
I'm just going to
Jarl
blend
pulls
in
out
with them.
Yeah, nice.
Yarrow pulls out like a really stale cookie and starts nibbling on it because now she just gets out of her pocket. It's like got crumbs on it or like lint on it and stuff.
I'm sure if Yarrow talks to Seth, I'm sure they've got like another turkey leg jammed into their outfit somewhere.
Do
There
they
was a
have
little
weapons?
pause before you said where. My mind ran wild in that quarter of a second.
Yeah, they're just turkey legs and gills and stuff. Just
Gross.
Do they have weapons?
Yes, they have spears.
Spears?
Spears.
no bows.
Normally I would think that funny, but my gun doesn't work.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they look pretty ornate.
So they don't have like bows or anything. Which if
Not-
they were on top of the tower, I would expect them to have bows. But if they don't, and it's just spears, if we can get in close enough.
well, it's just FYI. Yarrow, the owl wasn't really able to get an extremely good look. All she could see is the tips of their spears they're holding. But she's not able to. She didn't like fly up into the sky and look down and see what's all around on the parapet. So, just FYI.
What about like the front door? The doors, the windows.
If we don't knock on it, they might just let us in.
So the windows to the storeroom, like I said, are about 50 feet up on the tower. There are no other windows, and you are on the back side of the castle. So if you want to send a familiar or something over to the front and see if you can take a look and see what's there, or how far away it is, you could do that with a gather information.
I'm going to jump into Iran and try to help him navigate around to the front of the building and see what we can see.
Okay.
And that's going to be
I think that just costs you 1 essence. No roll
essence?
needed because you're in a controlled situation.
Okay.
You controlling Iran, I'm imagining those scenes in Legend of Zelda where you grab a chicken and jump off a ledge.
Whee! Okay. So I do need to do some sort of gather information roll, I would assume.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay. Let me get my character sheet. I think I have the same in all of the gather information activities anyway.
What are you thinking about using?
I'm thinking
Hercules has
about,
discovered a way to deal with the elves. To pluck the ears right off.
I think I'm going to do a study,
Okay.
and I think I'm going to pop some willpower to get extra die for that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nobody has to do anything with willpower for the rest of the day. It's really hard to roll. Here we go. I got a 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're gonna get a little bit of information. Aran, even with you in him, morphed into your tiny owl, still finds it difficult to really take to the air and fly. Especially in this forest and while keeping cover. So you more or less have to hop your way over, and it takes you a couple of minutes. And then when you get to the edge of the castle and are able to look around the corner, you see that it is guarded by several more elfish-looking individuals. There are a line of shops set up across the entire front of the building, like little merchant shacks with tiny wooden roofs on them. There's just
Somehow capitalism has gotten to the Fae as well.
leaned up against the stone building itself, and it's not a particularly busy day there in the market. but there are several people around, so anybody just sort of walking around would be pretty quickly noticed.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop back over to my friends.
Regroup.
So I guess the back, if we can figure out a way to go in the back, it'd probably be the best.
Generally, I do prefer to go into the back entrance.
We could just slide on back there.
Slide on.
Someone's gonna isolate that soundbite. You did that on purpose.
I'm wondering if we can disguise ourselves somehow.
Did we physiologically change when we came through, or just our clothes?
A little bit. You're noticing some slight differences. Skin tones have changed a little bit. You all sort of feel this sort of Fey influence that's sort of in your whole body.
Did I get taller?
Just in the ears.
Your ears are now so long they go up over the top of your head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, are my
echolocation?
horns okay? Are they okay? Are they still there?
Yeah, they've grown a little bit of moss on them as well.
Oh, well, I like that. That's fancy. It goes with my silver tips.
I don't even think Elise wants to know what's wrong with her.
Pulls away her dress. Yeah. Seth, however, seems more or less unchanged.
Nice.
Slightly greener.
That might just be
green
because
around
my
the
stomach.
gills.
That might just be because of my necrotizing stomach.
Struggle
Alrighty.
Princess says maybe Hollis is tall enough to ride roller coasters now. If they measure to the ear rather than the head.
Yeah.
Cute.
I'm thick enough to stay in the seat. It's fine.
I'm not tall,
Climbing
but I'm
those teeth,
thick.
you just bite the handle.
So, do you want to try some magic to get up there?
Yeah, I could. How high did you say up the window was?
About 50 feet, 5 stories ish. Hollis is currently an owl, so.
Oh yeah, you're currently up with an owl.
So
If
what if
I-
as I say, what if I send Jean off to one side, but outside the like range of the tower, but close enough to where the guards can see her and she can get real bright so everybody looks that way?
Oh, so as a distraction?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that could make a convincing distraction. All right, what kind of action do you want to use for that?
Technically, I guess it would be a sway, but I have nothing in that. So
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, we'll just do a fun 0 dice roll. So let me roll 2 and then.
Can I do an assist and help with some Tartarus fire?
Ooh.
Gotcha. So you would be summoning some extra fire, maybe of a different color, to light up the sky in the same area?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
We don't even know if that's a phoenix. What is that? Just a random fireball. That's basically the...
Yeah.
That'll cost 2 willpower and an essence. Or sorry,
shit.
one willpower and an essence. 1.
Okay. 1. I hope I don't have to
Blend
resist
a dice.
anything.
And that gives you
And
1
then-
die.
Oh, that means I have 1. All right, fingers crossed. Oh no, I have a 2.
Okay. So the fire from Hollis's invocation does not materialize in the same way as you expected. Probably because you're so disconnected from the underworld right now. What does arrive very much burns Jean's tail feathers, and Jean and the fire fall into the trees below. You end up making a somewhat of a distraction, but it seems like a special brigade is sent out to take care of the fire, and the guards are unmoved.
Oh no, Jean, hide! Turn into a colon, hide!
Turn into a colon.
Yeah, colon. There you go. Just a big wet colon out in the middle of the forest.
Aw.
I was
Dice
gonna
butt,
say-
going in from the back, and colon. I think we got
Yeah.
a theme going tonight. And it's already been clipped, so thank you, Changeling AF.
Yeah.
Right.
Good night, Nuclear Mushroom. I'll make sure that there is a link to this session on YouTube later for you in the Discord. Okay, so what you see is a sort of gnomish brigade that comes out carrying a tank of water. And they come out through the front gate, and they're all carrying it. It's basically a ladder, and there's 8 gnomes, 4 on each side, and they're running.
Why
with
do I
this...
just imagining that there's whistling in the background?
And they run around the side of the castle and come out to where the fire is, and they start like levitating the water up in big balls and throwing it on the fire until it's out, and it's only burned about half of a tree.
Oh, what a wonderful firefighting trip. Yeah, it was just a random meteor. You guys don't need to worry about anything else. Fine.
Can Seth attempt a focus roll to look at these guys from afar and try to impersonate and just like go back in with them in the ladder when they're done?
Sure.
Going to have
Okay.
to learn to whistle their song.
Let's do the impersonate first, and then
Okay. So I actually let me read the thing. Oh, it's study.
Yeah.
Very small. What is that? Plus 3 essence. Okay, so I'm gonna do a study roll. 3. That's 2. And a 4.
Okay. All right. You've got a pretty good bead on them. You wouldn't, like I said, stand up to close scrutiny from like anybody who really knows the Gnomish Fire Brigade. But you could definitely pass as one of them for a few minutes, especially
Okay.
during a heightened situation like this. I would say the number one thing that you've got working against you is the fact that there are 8 of them, and there is room for 8 of them on the ladder. Not really room for a 9th, so maybe if you made one of them disappear.
Trying to kill one of the gnomes. Or kick it. Hunt it really hard.
Incapacitate them for a minute.
Yarrow could try telekinesis and yank one of them back to us in the
Oh my
chat.
gosh, that'd be great.
Oh, I wanted to note, Hollis, you did notice that not only was your connection to the underworld a bit, quite a bit less than you expected, your sort of magical power, the sort of oomph that your magic usually has, just really wasn't there when you cast that. And that might apply to any magic that's cast here. But for sure it has affected yours. All right. So that
We should do a wild magic here just to see what happens. Just to see,
Blind everybody.
The Red Watch can't follow us here, so it could be interesting.
Yarrow's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
the gnome.
Oh no.
You're like yoink a gnome.
Yoink. Well, you yoink, then you yeet.
So does that like hindering on powers? Would that possibly hinder my alacrity as well?
It very much might, yeah.
Oh no.
You wouldn't know until you tried it, to be sure.
Oh no.
It could be worse at times and better at others, but yeah.
Trying to think of the best thing. I mean, I'm actually pretty decent with the telekinesis, so I could still try to like pull one of the gnomes, and better no time like the presence to see if my powers work.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna whatever gnome is closest to us.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and just I would say focus on that gnome.
Okay.
Plus I have to do a focus roll anyway, and I'm gonna pop an essence for that.
Okay. So you wait and you see one of the gnomes go off to take a gnome pee.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he walks about 15 feet away from the rest of the group.
All that water made him have to go to the bathroom. All right, so that'll be what is my focus? 2. Ooh, double 5s.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So with a minor issue, I think it is noticed, but they don't know where he went or who took him. So
He got gnomed.
Yeah.
Ripped while he was peeing is fine.
But it was noticed.
Yeah, it was noticed.
If it was noticed, can I pop out and be like, a bee got me on my butt? Just like I'm running out of the trees.
Yeah, so I think for the consequence, it goes to risky from here. But also when you yoink that gnome, where is he going? Like into your arms, or
does one of us still have like that bottomless bag?
It would be you that did. From what you've witnessed here, things do not work as intended necessarily, so
regular bag and
it's impossible.
He's just,
you want to try it?
Yeah, I want to try to shove this gnome in the bag.
Roll 2 dice and take the lower of the 2.
Okay.
That's a 0 dice fortune roll.
Oh, why do I feel like you're just
It's a 1 and a 4, so it's a 1.
Okay. Because
it sounds like the gnome kidnapping isn't going too well.
So because you rolled a 1, you get a experience point.
ooh.
Let's put that one in Grimoire, since it was from a spell.
I only have 1 Grimoire power left to gain.
You can use those to get add-ons to your Grimoire powers as well, and you can get more general powers. Nice. Okay, so here's what happens. You hold open your bag, you stretch it to its limit, and the gnome gets yeeted into the bag, and when he hits the bag, he gets cheese grated into it. And you just close the bag immediately, and yeah.
I just go, oops.
All your stuff is covered in shredded gnome now.
Yeah, but now do we have gnome parts as like magical components?
You actually do, yeah.
Heck yes.
It's gonna take a steel check to get them out, but oh wait, wrong game.
Literally writing ground up gnomes.
Sleep.
All right, so now
this is nasty.
So now we need Seth to go in, and what are you gonna sway them?
Yeah, I'll do a sway, and I will pop 2 willpower to make that go a little bit better because I only have 1. So,
Seraphine says, "Essence of gnome." The magical component you have.
Oh, that's great. So that's a 2.
Okay.
And another 2. Oh.
Okay.
They want to see the bee sting on my butt to be sure.
Well, Hopefully they don't
Um,
get too close. They don't notice your gills. Just
Mm,
Okay, so
Play did not go well, but the impersonate went well.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think what it is what the hell's a bee?
Oh,
And they all just like start to crowd around you. And
we want to see the bee.
we're going to desperate.
Uh-oh.
They think they're
Nothing says desperate like 7 gnomes.
yeah, encircling you.
This is the point where I'm like, someone has to suck the poison out. Like that.
So
Okay.
yeah, they've set down the tub of water, and yeah, they're encircling you, and they're really getting an inkling that there's something up. They're just like, "What's a bee? What's wrong with your voice? Why do you sound like you've got a bubble in your throat?"
start coughing.
I'm gonna set another fire.
What's that?
You know what? Can I
I'm
just
gonna
go
set
like,
another
wait, what?
fire.
Start another fire?
Yeah.
That does seem to be the best solution.
I mean,
Never
if they're all
smoked before.
surrounding me right now, though, rather than wasting your magic, I could just be like, wait, what's that? And just like shapeshift and smack them all down.
Turn into an octopus, then you have enough arms for each
Yeah.
one and one left over.
Strangle them all at the same time.
Or we can just turn into Snow White and treat them like dwarves. And
Woohoo!
Just have to turn into a pretty lady.
Thank you for the arson.
Thank you for the
So what do we want to do? Does Hollis want to jump in, or is like Steph gonna be super reckless and just try to take them all?
I think we should still try to be a little bit stealthy
Okay.
because I don't know what these spears do, and they frighten me. So,
Blinky.
Luckily,
I'm gonna
the gnomes do seem unarmed.
yeah, but if we do this, because aren't they like out in front of the building?
No, your
No.
distraction was a decent ways away.
Okay,
So
so it's not
that
like
they
it's
would be
being-
distracted from you guys trying to enter was the idea.
okay. So if Seth grabs them all, we're not going to be like drawing the attention of all the market people.
No.
I mean, I could do another distraction here, just like, look, it's over this way, and like I just bring them over by the trees, and you guys book it in while the doors open. I just
Yeah,
get them further away from the building.
I was thinking, if anything, you'd catch the attention of a few guards from the top, not the people. No.
well,
Yeah.
by the time they get down there,
Yeah. Unless they can feather fall. So what's the idea here? So far, spells do seem to be suffering a bit.
Weird, yeah.
Since spells aren't working so well, Steph would like to run off into the trees, like, come on, it's over here. Like, if they don't know what it
Okay.
is, then I'm just gonna roll with it because it's desperate anyway. So it's like,
Okay.
if it goes wrong, then I'm running away from them at this point.
So we're going to like a desperate sway now?
Yeah,
Okay.
desperate sway. I'm gonna pop 2 more. Jeez, I'm already like half up on my willpower. I'll try this again. I'm gonna move my mouse this time so I don't keep bonking this cable.
I have 1 willpower left.
Oh no.
Miss Darling.
are you good on essence?
I have like 5 essence.
I got a 2 and a 6.
Okay,
Woo!
awesome. Alright, are you attempting to lose them? Are you attempting to...
No, I'm attempting to bring them with me. Just be like, guys, come on. Like, because they didn't know what the bee was. They're coming to
Okay.
get me. So, like, they're already surrounded. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like, come on. I'm trying to bring them over into the trees. Because if anything,
This
like,
is a
get
bee.
them far away.
So a more quiet place, an easier place, that if something happened to them, it would be harder for the guards to see it.
Yeah, that way there's some
Okay.
cover. I'm getting them away from the building. And then if anything happens, I can, like, fisticuffs in the trees.
It would be Fistonome, but yeah. Okay.
Don't fist the gnomes.
Don't fist the gnome.
Oh,
Kick them.
All right. Yeah, you have them. You have finagled them all into a little hollow,
to me,
where
boys.
they've all followed you, and left their gear behind. And they're all looking around and waiting for you to produce the bee. So, guys, the rest of you could easily come in from behind everything, as Seth has them all significantly distracted.
Oh, I say we all come from behind.
I
We'll
like
run a,
that
dare I say,
soundbite.
train on them.
What
I mean, you
kind?
guys could like rush them all in the trees and steal their clothes.
We're all just the regular size of gnome.
Yeah, regular-sized people
Shopping,
in tiny gnome
just
clothes.
shopping at Baby Gap, just getting like the really small clothes on.
This is the Fey realm. Maybe clothes just change to fit whoever's wearing them.
Like, oh, we sure ran into a weird transformation trap back there. I don't know what happened.
That bee was something else. Alrighty.
What kind
I'm
of?
up in the trees. What are you guys doing?
I'm drinking this absinthe.
Is there like any door on the back, or is it just the windows?
It's just those thin windows. They're about gnome sized. And they're not really windows as much as they are just plain openings. So yeah.
Gnome
Okay.
architecture is inadequate compared to fine elven architecture.
I just gotta give Struggle Princess props. They spelled naked GN. Like, no.
Maybe I can fly in through the opening as the owl,
Mm-hmm.
since everybody's looking towards the gnomes and the fire. And I don't know, make a hole at the bottom of the tower for everybody to come through. Or should start kicking Fey fruit out through the openings for everybody to catch. What are you doing?
Me, I'm trying to get our dice roller back.
Well, why don't we take a break? Cause
There we go. There we go.
ooh,
We has dice. It won't tell you
Yay.
who rolled them anymore. I have to roll them, but at least they will be up. They will show. So,
can we take a break?
yeah, absolutely. Let's
Thanks.
take a quick break, and we'll
Everybody
be.
hydrate. Do a stretch. Get up.
Yeah.
Move around.
Dance
Eat something.
Toes.
Throw a
Set a
gnome.
fire.
All right, bye.
Drink an entire bottle of whiskey.
Or absinthe.
Oh.
Maybe not that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nightsky Sanctum, Season 2, Episode 8. The Nightsky Sanctum Coven has entirely bodily made their way into a Fey realm where they are currently trying to pull off a heist to get their hands on a significant store of Fey fruit, according to Jack Spiderstripe, who has absolutely no reason to lie to them, does he? But currently they are facing a completely unrelated problem as Seth, in the shape of a gnomish fire brigade member, has a trail of 7 other gnomish fire brigade members chasing them into an area where Seth claims to have seen a bee, whatever that is. And they're in a desperate situation, and all the other coven mates are currently behind all the gnomes, so they have a chance to get the drop on them. And we were trying to figure out what we're going to do next.
So I was thinking about flying into the openings on the back of the tower to look and see where this fey fruit is, if there is actually any fey fruit, or if he's just trying to get us, captured.
Would be very bad idea for him, because then
would
we'd be
be.
trapped on our island all by
Alone.
himself for eternity.
With no one to talk to.
I think he did tell you that eventually this poison will work its way out of his system, but it was measured in lifetimes. So.
Yeah.
They just playing the long game, but
Right.
That seems silly on his part.
So Hollis taking a chance while everyone's distracted to fly up in Iran and see if you can get into that slit into the storehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say, what do you want to use for that? Maybe finesse?
I was thinking either finesse or like let me find my mouse.
Finding a mouse is a very important part of any Fey realm.
Yeah. Well, if I want to look at my character sheet, I have to find yeah, I guess finesse.
Okay.
Would
I
be
think
fine.
finessing your way in through that hole, considering right now your owl has no sense of direction or flight skills. Okay, how many dice is that?
That'd be 1 die.
Okay, do you want to use any willpower or anything?
I have no willpower.
Oh, that's right.
I could do a Fey bargain, but
yeah, you could get an extra die for a Fey bargain. Let's see. I think a good Fey bargain would be that you attract another element of wildlife to come and check you out.
Okay.
It's gonna follow you in.
okay.
All right.
I like
That'll give you
wild.
an extra die.
So that'd be 2 dice.
Mm-hmm. And I
Go
can
ahead
roll
and
that
use
for you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look at all the dice.
That's a 4.
Okay.
All right.
Not
So
the worst.
since you are in a controlled position, that could mean that you withdraw and try a different approach, or that you go in with a consequence, or that you increase the danger level from controlled to risky and try again. I feel like that makes sense since there are guards nearby.
I must
Okay.
admit, I'm curious to see how out of control, dangerous things can get when gnomes are.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just go with what we got and let it be risky.
Okay. So, okay. When you get up there, you find that while the opening was pretty large at the outside, it actually narrows as the window goes in through the wall.
Okay.
And so it's going to take you a moment for you to work your way in, and you end up making like scratching noises with your talons to try to push yourself in through the hole. And that
He's
does
a very small owl.
Yeah, I know. It's a much smaller window than you expected as well.
Okay.
Um, and but as you pop your body inside, um, and you hear a guard come to the top of the parapet and look over, just as the other creature that you seem to have got the attention of is now crawling up the side of the building and about to go in through the hole itself. But all you caught was a glimpse of it leaping from the top of a tree over to the building before you were able to slip inside. So you're not exactly sure what it is, but you are fairly sure that the guard thinks that it's what's made the scratching noise.
I mean, that's good.
All right.
Okay.
As soon as you get inside, you notice that there are no torches lit or anything. It would be relatively difficult to see if you were anything but an owl. You take a look around, and you can see basically a series of wooden filing cabinets, all each little drawer labeled in a language that you don't understand, and the entire room, just sort of wall to wall, is covered with these, and you can tell all the shelves are handmade and everything to fit right up against the stone. They were probably built in place. I think we should pop back to Seth and see what they're doing, since they're in desperate.
Hollis the only one that's actually in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yarrow and Elise are kind of halfway between what's going on with Seth and what's going on with Hollis. But depending on what they want to do, they could easily get closer to either.
Well, does Yarrow want any of the absinthe?
Yeah, Yarl's like, all right, hold on. Takes a swig just from the bottle and just like reckless kicks in and just runs towards Seth and everything going on over there. Horns down, just runs.
Gotcha. You want to go gnome bowling with your horns?
Yeah, I want to go gnome bowling.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get any caught on the horns. See how
See
many
how
we
many
can
of them you can knock down.
get. Yeah.
All right. So there are 7 of them and only 1 of you. So I think this is going to be overall no effect, but you can raise that.
Can I use my alacrity and help that position?
Sure, absolutely. So that would raise you up from no effect to lesser effect.
Well,
and then from
I
there
would guess that
you
would be a
could
roll.
from there you could sort of maybe if you like yelled or something, you would raise the difficulty level and give yourself an extra to raise it from controlled to risky, by giving them a little bit of notice, but also making it more likely that you hit the ones that you want to hit.
Yeah, literally, I do the classic call that I've been doing every time I go to just run in and just just wild battle call, and I guess that would be just a straight brawl.
Okay. How many dice
And
is that?
that's 1, but I'm gonna spend 2 willpower and give myself 2.
Okay.
Am I able to do an assist on my part to kind of bring them all closer to me? Like, guys, it's over here. Like, get them all in a group. So it's
Yeah,
like
I
an
think you
easier
could spend a willpower
target.
for that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
That gets you up to 3 dice.
Ooh.
All right, you ready?
Like, we can do it.
Just don't get a gutter ball.
You got a
Go team,
6.
go team.
Okay. You want to describe this? You knock every single gnome down using Seth's help.
Yeah, literally, I guess the Steph has them all in one area, and with like the whole little boost of alacrity I'm giving myself
Mhm.
anyway, it's like I get a little bit too much gumption, and I kind of again Scooby Doo run towards them with my my horns down, and I basically swipe them all underneath the armpit. And since my horns are longer right now, they're just all kind of like dangling there, like what is going on? And I'm just gonna run straight into the woods with them.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I would say your horns are able to get like 3 of them, or let's say 4, that you just carry away completely, since you got standard effect. The other ones are all knocked down, and it's going to take them a minute to sort of gather their wits. So they're very much at everyone's mercy.
They're all dizzy.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd like to use the telepathy to tell Elise, like, get your butt moving. You're a big red bullseye.
Am I a big red bullseye?
You're in a red dress.
Am I? I don't think I am anymore. What am I wearing?
It's up to you. I was thinking more earth tones.
Ugh,
Yeah.
awful. Well,
Potato
at
sack.
least I'll be somewhat disguised.
Either way, you're a good, like, 4 feet taller than everybody else
Yeah, that's
here.
true.
So.
But I suppose I can join the group with the rest of the gnomes. I'm not exactly going to attempt to storm the palace with horse.
Take your gun and just use the butt of the gun to knock all the gnomes out.
We can still use them as clubs.
Yeah, there are still 3 on the ground that are going to be combatants soon.
Gnome combatants, how terrifying.
They're all cute until they try to bite you, and then
Yes. I'll keep my ankles guarded.
Thanks for the follow, Cynical Cryptid. Awesome name.
Yes.
gnomes, cynical cryptids.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Grumpy,
Hollis,
yes.
do you want to try to sniff out some fey fruits?
Yes, I want to find these fey fruits.
All right. What would you like to use for that?
I guess I'd probably do a like a quick survey,
Okay.
and yeah, see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Again, that's a 1 die roll for me.
Okay. As I'm
Yeah,
setting
great.
that up, I want to remind everybody, I just saw the chat message again. If you want someone to run a game for you, you can have the game of your dreams run on startplaying.games. They are a service that hooks up game masters with players. And if you sign up through our referral link, you get $10 of credits free, so you can start playing today. And it helps out the channel as well. So just wanted to let everybody know that. We see every couple of days in chat that people are looking for game masters, and just aren't enough games going around. So click the link there, and you can get going. Let's see how Hollis does surveying this this room in a Fey realm.
Probably not great, but
Hey, you
yeah,
got a partial success.
I'll take it. Do I find any fey fruit?
Yes, you find a locked drawer that you are certain reek of extremely fresh Fey fruit.
Okay.
It is. You are surprised that it is one of the smaller drawers that you
Okay.
found this smell at.
Are they like baby fey fruits?
You can't see them because the door's locked, but
The drawer.
they might be. They might just be extremely freshly picked.
Okay.
Little fey raspberries.
Since I can't, our lock picks are all
Growing
stupid.
these fruits.
Correct.
So
You peer into your pockets and pull out your lock picks. You hold one up, and it just sort of droops over under its own weight.
let's
I
see.
hate the Fae.
Oh my god, Hollis picked the lock with their long ears now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have long, sharp teeth. Maybe they can chew something into a lockpick.
Are there any
Wipe
keys?
the
or
lock right
anything?
off.
No keys.
There is a rune.
Oh.
Wow.
My goodness.
That's
Somebody's compensating.
there is a rune where you would expect a keyhole or something to be, and you think it's that rune that's magically holding the door shut.
Okay.
What a shame that Yaro's not there.
Yeah.
I have sigil craft now and everything.
Arcane supremacy.
Yeah.
Is there? I guess I can telepathically show this to Yarrow,
Yeah, absolutely.
but that's not super useful.
Yara's not in too bad of a situation right now. She's shaking
Yeah.
gnomes off her horns.
Would I be able to, through the telepathic bond, use my grimoire sense, like to get a sense of what it, how
You
to maybe dismantle it?
You'd definitely be best to get an idea of how to do it. You could probably do using telepathy, but to actually do it, you'd probably need to be closer.
Yeah, because if it's something that maybe Hollis can do but doesn't know, maybe
Yeah.
it's like, let's use this telepath. Let's stretch the limits of this telepathic bond here, which I guess would just be a study or a focus, since I'm focusing through the bond.
Well, what are you trying to give her? Just advice?
Yeah,
Or-
basically, I just want to see if there is a way that Hollis themselves can dismantle the sigil while
Yeah,
in there, or the
you know that effective use of some of your arcanist powers would make short work of the sigil, but short of being able to be in the presence of the sigil, there's not really a whole lot you could do. I think, well, that would cost you. So I was gonna say maybe Hollis could assist the spell casting by putting your hand on the sigil and then absorbing part of the consequences. The only problem with that is that if you assisted, you would lose a willpower and you would trauma out.
Yeah.
It's essence we have abundance of right now, especially with my horn tips. I think they have 6 stored in there.
Perhaps we should deal with these gnomes and consider actually following Wallace into the castle.
Yeah, how would we be able to fit?
Yeah, that's a Seth could probably fit pretty easily.
Be a worm.
You said it was a drawer
Yeah, they're
in like a table or a desk.
No, it's cabinets all around the
Cabinet.
room, and each of them have these drawers of various sizes. So there are some big drawers and some really small drawers. The drawer that you found that seems to have Fey fruit is really small, but it's really ornate and it has a sigil cast on it.
Okay. Well, while I'm waiting for everybody to deal with the gnomes and get in here, I'm just gonna start opening all the drawers and cabinets that I can.
Okay. I feel like we've got like golden hour lighting on the whole group now somehow.
Everybody Vogue. Just look really nice.
Okay.
Wait all day long for this moment.
I like Meg.
I think that sounds to me like a 1-die fortune roll. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm just trying to
Right. Okay,
yeah,
3.
see what I can see.
Okay. The first few drawers you throw open, you find paperwork, scrolls, maps, things like that. And by like the third drawer that you throw open, you see some kind of shriveled up bodied bird sitting inside the drawer, and it opens its mouth and you're like, oh, it wants food. and then it just starts shrieking this horrid alarm shriek.
I'm gonna close the drawer.
It muffles it, but it can still be heard. You can hear the sound of a spear clanging against stone outside, and when you turn around, you see this mucusy black creature forcing its way through the window opening into the room that you're in. And as soon as it sort of splurks its head into the room, which doesn't have any discernible features on it, several tentacles kind of shoot out and grab the wall on the left and right of it and push its body through that tiny slit of a window, and then it comes tumbling into the room. And as soon as it lands, tentacles come out of the side and lift up the body, and it lifts the front part of itself up, and you can tell it's like sniffing the air, and it's probably sniffing for you.
Guys, I fucked up.
And you can hear yelling from the parapets upstairs as well.
Oh no.
Okay. I'd like to just book it from the trees to the tower now, because I'm assuming Hollis is like letting us know that this is like going on.
Yeah. Do you want to stomp any gnomes on your way past? You're
like
gonna run past
them?
3. Yeah, you're gonna run past 3 gnomes. They have a chance. They could like reach out and grab your legs or something. So you might want to do something to sort of avoid them if you're trying to get there fast.
Elise, is Elise close to this group now because she gave Yarrow the absinthe, or is Elise still kind of in the middle between the group and the tower?
That's your choice, Morningstar.
Oh, she's still mostly. She's heading towards where you are currently. Or I suppose she would have probably stopped, since it seems like we have to go and help Hollis now.
I'm just gonna
What are you
burn
thinking,
everything
darling?
down.
What? I might just do a basic shapeshift into like a kestrel and just try to zip on over there nice and quick.
Okay, sounds good. Normally I wouldn't require a roll, but I think this is going to require maybe a focus roll.
Okay.
What do you have for that?
So I have 3 in focus.
Okay.
That makes sense. I'm navigating around them. I'm navigating like around trees.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I think your kestrel form has something fey about it. Something slightly wrong with it, but not in the normal fishy way that you're used to. So what would that be? Oh, we gotcha.
So like as a detriment?
Yeah, something fey and detrimental.
Maybe
How about 2 heads?
Maybe like I didn't totally shift and I've got gnome feet.
Aww. Little gnome feet and shoes on a kestrel body. And so yeah, you're gonna have to run really fast on your stumpy legs to be able to take off. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And this is risky because of the gnomes that are still around you. I think that's gonna mean one of them gets a chance to attack you. So one of them is going to grab at your feet from the ground and try to trip you up. So a prowess check would resist that if you're interested.
Yes, I'm interested. I have 4 in prowess.
Nice.
Wow.
Stuff is beefy.
Beef.
Even if they're just mostly fish.
Alright, a 6, so that's not going to cost you any willpower. You
I'm gonna flip them the bird as I'm being a bird going.
with your middle toes,
Oh,
your little gnome middle toes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right, and then you take to the air and you soar right over Elise's shoulder and past Yarrow and up to the building. When you get near the canopy, you can see the guards up on the parapets are have been called to attention, and they're all looking around and sort of waiting for anything else. They seem to know that something has gone in through that window previously, and you can kind of see something fuzzy and black that's just finished going through when you get there.
Little animal and it's fine. It's gonna be a little animal.
Gonna be a little animal.
just a little guy.
Just a little guy.
How about
Guy.
Elise and Yarrow? What are you all doing?
I guess I'm gonna run towards. I'm going to go ahead and spend an essence and alacrity to the window as quick as possible.
Okay. I think 2 essence if you want to get all the way up to the window. You'll basically just vanish, zoop, up the building, and that'll get you hanging from the windowsill.
All right, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna spend the 2 essence for my horn tips. Yeah.
Okay.
That way, I have 4 left, I think. And then, yeah, I just basically get as close as possible so I can hear, and maybe I can reach an arm in.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah, so you're hanging now from the edge of that window. You're about 8 feet from the parapet where the guards are. And they're watching the canopy, but they didn't expect anything to just like vanish and appear up there, so they don't even see you yet.
I'm thinking very small and invisible thoughts.
How about Elise?
Well, she can't fly, and she certainly can't fit. So she's probably going to just lean against the bottom of the tower near the window and smoke.
Okay.
Yeah, send some smoke up through the window. There we go.
Nice. All right. Who wants to
And
take
drink.
an action next? Smoke and drink, yes.
Hmm.
Bonus.
Well, is Yarrow blocking the window for me to attempt to get in if they're that close?
You could shapeshift into. You'd have to be something about the size of a mouse to get in easily.
Okay.
But yeah, no, she's definitely not blocking the window.
You could be a little titmouse.
Oh,
Or any other genital mouse.
I was just gonna say we talked a lot about butts this stream, and now it's time
Butt
for.
mouse.
Okay, yeah, I'll shift into a little mousy boy.
Okay. Just hop across from the treetop into the window.
Yeah.
Okay. No roll for that. Yep, you slide in the windowsill and land on the ground, and you make just a gentle little mousy thud, and the creature that was standing there menacing Hollis, another head comes out of its butt, and it's now sniffing you on the floor, and the other head on the other side of it is sniffing the air toward Hollis.
I sniff it back.
It's a war of the sniffs. All right.
So it's just sniffing?
Right now, it's just sniffing the air.
So quick, Elise, blow out enough smoke to get through the window and block its little nose up.
Beep it all up.
Nipping so hard.
And I could actually attempt that.
Well, I'm right at the window too. I can maybe like
Smoke
Get in
control.
there, smoke.
Between Elise and Yarrow, they're gonna hotbox like Hollis myself and this creature.
I can
have-
assist with it.
You have charm cigarettes, so yeah, you can do pretty much anything with those. That makes sense. So
I think mine are just plus focus.
yeah, but they're not artifacts, I don't think, so they can
True,
be
I suppose they could be.
repurposed. Yeah.
Well, I could
So
attempt
making
just-
the smoke to go in this particular pathway.
I could attempt to smoke something that is incredibly potent to the point where I might have to roll resistance just to stay awake.
Carve up a fey fruit, roll it up, and smoke it.
Well, that would be new.
Oh, like how people make like a bong out of an apple, just with the vape.
That might be worth trying. How do you think we would go about doing that as a roll?
What's the intention? To throw off its sense of smell? Effectively nose blinding it?
Yes, to overwhelm its nostril with the scent of smoke.
Yeah, I say just use up one cigarette or one use of your charm, and that's the flavor we can give it. Flavor.
Alright, well that sounds good. I mean, I haven't gotten much use out of those thus far,
Yeah.
so it'd be nice to have a creative use.
You want to describe what that looks like?
Well, it looks like at least taking the half-smoked cigarette she was already smoking and flicking it off into the bushes with the general regard she would give the Fey realm, and replacing it with one that looks, well, a rather unpleasant shade of green even before it's been lit. And when she lights it and takes a deep breath and exhales it, it looks absolutely wretched and smells just as bad as it winds its way up through the air towards the window, with a little bit of help from the usual sort of dexterity she manages the smoke with. Finds its way in towards the creature's nostril.
All right.
Or whatever passes for a nostril. With some kind of sludge monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
They breathe out of nostrils or blowholes.
Yeah.
Smell it.
So the rest of you see that this sort of sickly green cloud passes over Yarrow and Seth, and then intersects with the creature on the ground, and it goes effectively completely blind. It starts moving around from side to side. It produces little eyes, but for even in this low light, it's too much for it. So its little eyes aren't doing it really much good yet. It'll take a while for them to sort of grow in. So it's trying to resist, but it's going to take it some time. And otherwise, it's sort of taking a more defensive tactic, just in case anybody jumps at it. And it kind of withdraws to a side of the room.
Does it have ears?
Not visible ones that you can, not that you can hear.
See?
Not that you can
I
see.
can't hear its ears.
I'm getting all the senses confused now.
Okay.
So Seth is in the room with you. Hollis is in the room. Yarrow is hanging by her fingertips off the windowsill, 50 feet above the ground. And Elise is smoking a cigarette very calmly at the base of the tower.
As usual.
So do we want to spend an action letting Yarrow get in?
Yeah, it's like, how can I get in there? I don't know if I can weasel my way in.
Oh, Weasel could get in, yeah.
Yeah, weasel probably could, yeah, but unfortunately I can't transform. So. It's like I could just blast my way in.
Just started blasting.
Yeah, just started. Well,
Does destroy have to be very loud?
Yeah.
Or can you quietly destroy something?
yeah.
Whisper destroy.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility.
Oh, we could do some kind of flashback to having Yarrow made some kind of double-sided rune tape. We stick it on runes and we can peel them off, steal them.
Ooh, yeah.
That'd be a fun charm, yeah.
I do
For-
like that.
For stealing runes. Yeah, I like that too.
And
You
I
wanna
mean,
do that?
it kind of goes in mixes with my sigil crafting and arcane.
Yeah.
I have arcane mastery and supremacy, and so the only thing I'm missing is actually I have my 1 XP that I can throw into arcane identification, so we can just actually use that when we get back.
Wow.
Nice.
So I mean, that's a worthy flashback roll, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's right up your alley. I'd just say 1 willpower, and I don't really think there's a roll necessary. Well, you are kind of creating a new use for something. I think it would make sense as a charm. So,
Okay.
1
What if it's
willpower,
like silly
and,
putty, you know?
or actually instead of willpower, just do use a downtime action from your future self,
Okay.
and then make a charm roll. So a craft roll.
Okay, and then let's see. Where is that? Oh, and since I have artificer, let's see. When crafting, would it be an artifact technically? No, it's a charm.
No, charms.
Yeah, so
You
that.
give you an extra die for doing it in your workshop.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
actually, that's a good one. So that gives me 3 dice then.
Nice. Yeah, and this is controlled, so you're good. Okay, a 5. So that's going to give you a charm with. I can't remember if that's. I think that's 4 uses.
Well, we only need it once, so.
Yeah. So are you just going to hand that off to the mouse as the mouse
Yeah,
goes
I
flying
guess.
by?
I guess before, since this was a flashback before
Yeah.
we went in, what if, since it has 4 uses, I split the tape in 4 and everybody
Yeah.
got it?
Ooh, okay.
So everybody has like a little piece of tape and it can only be used once.
Nice. Yeah, anybody that continues to hold on to one of those potentially could count as a material component or a material link back to Yarrow, but yeah, I think that's a fine trade-off as long as you're cool with it.
Yeah.
Basically,
totally.
other witches that see that tape go, "Oh, I know who made this. I can sense the resonance on the tape, and it matches that weird satyr girl."
Well, yeah. Like that really reckless one that just does exactly what she shouldn't. Yeah, I think that would be perfect.
Awesome.
And then I'll be willing to take that risk. We're generally together anyway.
Yeah. All right. In that case,
We very rarely split the party.
everybody has a piece of sigil tape.
And it
One
takes the
single-
sigil off of something?
Yep. You put the tape on the sigil and then peel it off, and it peels off the sigil and keeps the sigil on the tape.
Okay,
So
Kinda works like
it
silly
can be
putty.
studied later.
I'm going to do that on the drawer, and then I should
Okay.
be able to open the drawer, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
You can hear chanting coming from the other side of the door, the main door that leads up to the stairs. So the guards are probably trying to come in.
Okay, I'm going to do this quickly.
Okay. All right. No roll for using the tape. You peel the sigil right off, and the drawer. As soon as the tape is off, you feel the drawer kind of come out just a little bit. It's
Okay,
definitely
I'm gonna
open.
pull it open.
You pull it open with such force that 2 fey fruits just jump right out, and you catch them, and you lift your head up because it's a drawer that's way up high. You lift your head up and look inside the drawer, and there are 6 more in there.
All right, I'm going to start shoving them inside of my shirt, so I have like a big, fey fruit belly.
You might
Okay.
want to disperse those, darling.
Yeah, you could fall asleep from holding that many fey fruits on you.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's all right.
I
First
forgot
come
about
out the
Throw them
that.
out the
window.
window. Like
Yeah.
roll them out the window and we'll catch them.
Sure, yeah, I'll just like start tossing them.
Okay. Okay, so who is involved in this chain of getting the fey fruits out?
I have 2 on me. I can probably grab 2, one with my hand, and maybe I catch one in my hoof. Like, I'm just hanging off by one hand and one hoof now.
Or is Hollis just gonna throw them straight out the window if possible?
I'm gonna try to throw them all out of the window so we can kind of just deal with them once they're on the
Later.
ground, so we can all get on the ground and then just get out of here.
Okay.
Lisa's just going to be standing there, and a whole bunch of are going to start raining from the sky.
Okay. What do you think? 2-die fortune roll?
Sure.
Okay. Oh!
No!
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So I think what this looks like is you throw the first one and you see with supernatural speed this black tentacled monstrosity leaps up into the window and stretches itself over the window, and the Fey fruit impact it and just stick to it, and then sort of like roll down it like wacky wall walkers, and then sort of stick in and then get absorbed into it. And you let go of 2 of them before that hit it. Seraphine, however, is doing an assist, so you get to roll 1 additional die, so I'm gonna roll that for you.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh,
no! Triple ones!
Hollis,
Okay.
all right, just roll your own physical dice, okay?
I know! You're never rolling dice for me again.
So you see it like peel out of the way, and you're like, "Ooh, an opening!" And you throw another one, and it sticks to it as well. And, and this thing, you hear it make like the biggest gulp sound, and it just consumes all 3 of the Fey fruit, and then rolls, like peels off the wall and hits the floor, and it just goes to sleep. Yeah, it just falls right asleep on the floor. The tentacles retract into it. It's just like a soot sprite, like a little black hairy gremlin.
And I guess it consumed the Fey fruit.
It did, yeah.
Well,
The problem solved itself, at least.
like, can we get a little bit of this monster to give to Seth?
I was gonna say.
I'm just gonna
My
take
little
it with
mouse
me.
hands, can I just like
Pocket
steal a
him.
little bit?
Yeah, Seth, do you want to like grab a handful? Since you're a mouse and you're pretty close to it.
Sure, for
Right.
sure.
You
Bite off
reach in. It feels like hairy tar.
Ugh.
But you grab a handful of it and it just sort of gloops out of your paw. But you kind of roll it into a ball and roll it in some dust, and it eventually coagulates and you're able to hold on to it.
Imagine it's got the consistency of when you pull hair out of the shower drain.
Yeah, a little bit of that too.
So what are we calling this thing? So I can like make a note of it?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
No idea.
What are
Sounds
the
like
soot
instead of a
sprites
soot
called
sprite,
in
it's a tar sprite.
Yeah, what are they called in
Tar
Spirited
sprite,
Away?
Yeah, they're called soot sprites.
sprites.
So we could call this a tar sprite.
Star Sprite.
Yeah.
Why is my mouse not working? There we go. And what tier do we want to call this?
2.
Okay.
Mostly because of its like shape-shifting abilities. And
Mm-hmm.
So how many Fey fruit does that leave us?
5.
5.
Ooh. I mean, it's still a good amount.
And those all go out the window and land near Elise.
Just keeps smoking as she watches them kind of fall to the ground around.
You hear the spell conclude from outside, and you hear "Company ready!"
I'm like, go, 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 go!
Everybody get
as
out!
they are about to breach the door. Let's see. Hollis, you might have a pretty hard time getting out through that window, so you might want to go first. Because before you had the part of the window that narrowed to push off of. Now
Yeah.
you're only at the tiny part that you have to get your head through.
Okay.
Unless Yarrow wants to blast you a hole.
Well, I was thinking, what if instead of using a 3 essence destroy, I just drop it down to a 1 essence and whisper it to just crumble a little bit, like
Like
it's
it's
just a
it's
not a
just
destroy, just a degrade.
it's just a baby destroy.
Just a crack.
This is a little
Take
crack.
it and it falls right out.
Yeah.
Okay. So power words kind of work opposite of what you would expect. To alter it will cost more essence, not less, but yeah, not a problem.
Well, you know what? I have 4 stored in my horns, and I do have plenty left. So, however much it's gonna, I can drop 5 essence into this to make sure it's really just like finessed in there.
Awesome.
And in fact,
Yeah.
I do have to roll a focus. Otherwise, I would roll a finesse because that's
No,
really
do a finesse. That sounds great.
yeah. Let's do, if I have 4 there, and I'll pop 1 extra essence that I have.
Yeah,
So my
so 5
horns are
total.
used up. Yeah, so my horns are used up because I really want to make sure this does exact. I don't want to accidentally destroy anybody in there.
How many dice for your finesse?
I have 1. 1.
1.
So that's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna pop 2 willpower, make 2.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully it got all of its ones out of its system.
Yeah, let's.
A 1 and a
Hey, there's a
5.
5.
So a 5. All right. Okay. I think
Hollis might get a little bit of a sprain or something.
yeah, I was thinking it is gonna sort of shatter some stone into the room. It's not gonna hit anybody, but it's gonna leave like powdery stone. Excuse me. Like powdery
What?
stone all throughout the room. So there's basically a haze of stone dust.
Everybody hold your breath. Breathe that in now.
That's good. It's covered.
Yarrow, you're gonna need a safe way down.
Oh, I just jumped down. I'm just gonna actually no, I've got my cape.
Ooh.
Don't I? Well, my cape still counts as like stylized into this kind of area. And let's see, it is tier 3, I think we agreed on, which replicates a 2 essence power. So I mean, yeah, that's enough to be like telekinesis me way down.
All right. Oh, you got a 6.
Nice.
So yeah, you can describe how that looks.
Yeah, basically I'm like, all right, let's get down, and I just jumped, and then the cape was like, nah, I got this, and just like billows out. And we just float down like it's a parachute or something.
Nice.
And I just land like barely away from Elise.
Who offers out the absinthe?
I just take another swig. Yeah, let's go. It's a party now. We destroyed some stuff. I'm happy.
All right. So now it's Hollis and Seth trying to get out of there ASAP
While we drink
before the soldiers come in.
I guess back in Uljay and not in Uljay. That's a different owl from
Different
a different
owl
game.
from a different game. That's from Shadowrun.
It is.
Yeah.
Back in Iran and out of the window.
Okay, so cost you an essence to pop out of Iran earlier and another essence to go back in.
Okay.
How about Seth?
A mouse fit me in there, so I might as well be a mouse to climb back out.
Okay.
They can climb on my back and we can fly away together.
Yeah.
Yeah, piggyback
Aw.
ride.
A whole new world. Is that the
Nice.
right movie? No. Okay. All right. Yeah, no roll necessary for that. You've got all the prerequisite skills for doing that. The two of you glide quietly into the setting sun back toward your portal as the guards bust in through the door and start looking around for culprits.
Snatch up all that fake fruit and get out of the portal.
Everybody ready
Yeah,
to
I
go
guess
back?
we need to book it with them. Yeah.
The sooner that Elise can get out of this horrid place, the better.
Okay. In that case, you make it back to the portal, and you find your way back into your covenstead and reconnect with Jack.
I'm gonna turn him away from the nice ocean view that I had given him so that he has to look at the ground.
Should we just put him at the highest point of our covenstead so he gets shit on by even more birds?
He kind of already is at the highest point right now.
Oh yeah, because we're underground.
Yeah.
I forget
So yeah, I'm just gonna make him look at something gross.
that.
Maybe just blindfold him.
How
I
do
don't
we
know.
treat our sewage? Put him in the sewage treatment plant.
Oh, just put
Yeah,
him out
maybe
on the
just
beach
take
on
him
low
down.
tide, so he's real stinky.
Yeah.
Let
Gets
all the
barnacles on him.
Yeah, barnacles and the clams just all stick to him.
All right,
Well,
how do you want?
I see chat asking about Ribert, so I want to go through the portal and give Ribert a little mousy kiss on his face.
Aw.
Like, missed you, bud.
All right.
Our outfits went back to normal, I hope.
They did. Everything went back
Thank
to normal.
God.
A couple of the lockpicks are going to need to be bent back into shape, but other than that.
Yeah, just throw him in my workshop. I'll get to him. Maybe we can enchant him in the process.
Mm.
At least he's just happy to not be in flannel anymore.
God, was it flannel?
I don't know what you were in.
Okay, who wants to do drawing down the moon?
Who did it last time?
I
I
do.
can't remember.
I don't think I've done it in a minute.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yay, graveyard moon.
Yeah. Paulus is getting more elaborate as time goes on, and she has candles set up in a nice big circle, and has created a kind of permanent circle out
Mhm.
there in the middle of the graveyard, with different like seashells and stuff from the island, just in a more permanently fixed circle. So everybody steps into the circle. Hollis reaches her hands up into the sky and asks the moon to give us their blessing so that we can be restored. And yeah,
Did
calls
you
it
say you
down.
were outside or
Outside at the graveyard,
okay.
yeah.
Awesome. That's a 6.
Yay!
We needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's going to be 6 essence and 3 willpower stored.
And then that also
I had
restores
spent
my.
an entire essence that session. So.
Wow,
Ooh.
1 essence.
Yes, no willpower, just the one essence. So
And then that
That-
restores the charms too, right? The wand.
No, not the charms, but it does restore the enchanted tools.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the
like your
wand
horns and Morning Star's dragon tooth something.
It's
Dragon
the
Yeah.
the
Holder.
cigarette holder,
yeah.
which I suppose would have been a more interesting lore reason to have stinky smoke. Dragon's breath sulfur.
Nice.
Don't remember the name of the place, but they make D&D dice out of mammoth bones. And they have one guy that specifically does it, and he has to be by himself in the studio because it smells so bad when
I
he
bet.
grinds them.
I bet.
I've heard that about horn as well. Like
Yeah.
buffalo horn and things like that are just super stinky to work with.
Worth it.
Worth it.
And yeah, the few times I've tried to burn or carve bone, it's not very. It does not smell good.
Oh,
One can get a sense of that. Filing down their nails, it certainly doesn't
Oh, right, yeah. When Hollis gives the sigil tape back to Yarrow, you find that the sigil has degraded and lost its power.
Oh.
You
I
can,
guess that's out of Arcadia.
yeah, you can study its makeup, like what it looks like, but you won't be able to study its magic. It's gone.
Well, I guess we win some, we lose some. We still got a bunch of paid fruit, okay?
Mm-hmm. Your bodies and minds do go back to normal after you return, and Jack is much quieter than before. It might have taken a lot of energy out of him, or maybe he's just depressed to not have troll buddies here. But
It's just so
just feels guilty about not giving us all better information,
Yeah.
no,
getting us really in
probably not
trouble.
that. Probably not that. All right. Do you guys want to do Coven XP real quick?
Sure.
Sounds fun.
I think you are at a level up, and you have one upgrade to spend before
Yes.
you even take that. So at least remember that you have a blank slot to fill in, an empty slot that needs filling.
You just want to go ahead and grab warding?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I like the idea of wards.
Especially
wanna
with
know what-
the order being more aggressive.
Yeah.
Us being more aggressive in turn.
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
Mm.
Where is warding?
Who?
Warding, where is that at?
Warded Covenstead?
Yeah, it's not there.
It must just be missing. You could type it in, or I'll
Okay.
add it to the thing. I think Reflecting Pool is missing off the sheet too, I noticed earlier.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
A Reflecting Pool adds +1 die to psychometry, clairvoyance, personal projection, stuff like that. And abilities that let you communicate at a distance.
And let's
Yeah.
Elise look at herself.
Of course.
Yeah.
+1 die to narcissism as well.
And Elise isn't quite as guilty about that either.
Alright, what's
Okay,
the
so that makes-
XP trigger?
Sorry, I'm getting rid of all of these check marks.
Gotcha.
All right, XP triggers. All right. Successfully completed a favorite undertaking. I mean, getting loot.
What are your favorite undertakings there on the sheet?
Locate artifact, destroy, arson.
You did
Yeah.
technically destroy.
We
Mhm.
did.
I did a wickle bit of a destroy.
And there was a little bit of fire.
There's a
I
wickle
did a
bit.
little bit of fire. Just a baby arson.
Maybe
I-
arson, maybe gnomes. It's okay.
In my opinion, definitely counts for 2.
So two.
Yeah. I mean, on any technical basis, you definitely did both.
Wait. Okay. Contended with challenges above your current station.
Yes, you were going significantly above your station. You were up against a tier 5 faction there.
Okay. Yeah.
And we didn't even know. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
The
thing we
gnomish,
didn't get too many fights.
Thanks for the heads up, Jack.
the gnomish fire brigade were not tier 5 though, so they were absolutely bonus. I didn't know they existed until today.
I'm writing it down though because I think that would be something cute to eventually get to at some point. A gnomish fire brigade.
It's precious.
Crap.
I just want to make like a little poster for their firehouse.
Yes.
Aww.
Or maybe now
Firehouse
they're
Stubbs.
recruiting because they lost some.
Yeah.
That one guy who got shredded. Poor thing.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
I have no meat now. Okay, it might be good. Let's grill it up.
Oh yeah. Don't
Put
forget.
it between some buns would be great.
Yeah, Yarrow, don't forget shredded gnome on your in your inventory.
Yeah, I have ground gnome road.
Ground gnome, yeah.
Bolstered your covenant's lore or acted in a manner befitting your patron. That was definitely strange.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
was certainly strange.
Start to finish.
If an
expressed-
undertaking in the Fey world isn't strange, then somebody's doing something very wrong.
Yeah. Let's see. Express the drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of your coven.
Well, Elise
feel
didn't
like
want her clothes to change, so that counts. were you
Also,
gonna
shredded gnome. That's an inner conflict. Like, oh no, he's so cute, and now he's shredded.
Do we bury it? Do we grill it? Yeah.
What do we
We feed
do?
it to the mushrooms.
Kind of like
Well,
marinade.
A
Do we
little bit
put
of
on there?
everything.
Nice.
Also drives having Fey fruit. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
we get 2 for that section.
Good night, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy Bob's
Yeah.
Burgers.
Oh, it's the movie?
Burgers.
I don't know if it's the movie or the TV show, but they're going to with their family to Bob's
Probably the
Burger.
movie then.
It's so good.
Good. We can't wait.
Alright, that's 6.
Awesome. That puts you 2 shy of the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She said the movie is streaming on HBO.
Ooh.
Awesome. Plug.
My child really wants to watch it. Okay.
Well, let's do character XP off stream. And so let's say goodbye to everybody and let them know where they can find us on social media. Oh, and reiterate that you can play your dream game on startplaying.games using the link in chat right now. If you do, you'll get $10 from us, and if you play, then we'll get $10 from you too. So thank you for signing up. And let's start with Morningstar.
Morningstar. Well, if you want to see more of me, and you don't want to miss the exciting new cosplay that I threw together on the weekend and we're going to be releasing on Friday, then you should go and follow us, myself and Megan, I mean, at _Cytherian on Twitter and Instagram, and simply the Cytherian on Facebook. Goodness me, I cannot talk today.
The psychic Cytherian. It's your
Some
character
absinthe in your
and you
coffee.
mixing.
I've had far too much coffee, obviously. But I would certainly recommend coming and seeing it, because Megan did some fantastic photography over the weekend, and once their edits are in, this is going to be some of our best work.
Can't
Well,
wait.
thank you.
Megan, go ahead.
And yep, I guess that leads into me. So,
Mm.
same shtick every week. Still the editor and photographer for Morningstar. But I didn't get anything done for the channel that I made on Instagram for the behind the scenes stuff. Things got a little crazy on the weekend. We got a lot of shoots done and a lot of professional stuff done, but not so much the fun, sneaky behind the scenes stuff. So hopefully this weekend will be better. post every Friday. You can check us out at any of the links mentioned by Morningstar. And when I do have content up, I will be sure to release that like Instagram channel because I feel bad sending you somewhere that has nothing up.
Thanks for the follow, $1.50, and let's go to Azalin.
I can hit my thing. I am Azalin, and you could basically just find me at all my links /Azalin, and that's gonna send you everywhere. Just because it's easier than being like I'm here. Except for I don't know if TikTok's on there technically. That's under Goddess Azalin, and there's some pretty funny stuff on there today. So go check it out for a chuckle. Always up to some chaos and some creativity, and I'm getting out of the funk I've been, and I just downloaded a bunch of new stuff to try on stream. So we're gonna get back into our stream schedule as well.
Nice.
Nice.
And Andrea.
I'm Andrea. I am one half of the writing and creative team at Balsamic Moon Games Collective, and we have written this wonderful game that you've been watching this evening, Children of Midnight Coven. We have a Patreon where we release extra content, and we're super hoping to get to 10 patrons so we can run a super fun game of 10 candles. So if you're interested in playing, we only have 2 more left. If you're interested in playing 10 candles with us, go join our Patreon. Any level will get you into the game, and that'll be awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Andrea T. Moore. You can find me on Instagram at Menagerie Nest. And I think that's about it for me.
Yeah. I'm Gavin, the other half of the team, and we enjoyed running the game for you guys to see tonight. Next week it will be more Nightsky Sanctum, and we're looking at some treats for everybody. So
You love treats.
we'll talk more about that later. Otherwise, come join us on Friday when Andrea plays Breath of the Wild, her first 3D action game, and she's doing great, pressing 3 buttons at the same time all over the place. It's been tons of fun.
Advanced tactics.
She's got me back into playing the game too.
Yeah. Speaking of treats, if you do join our Patreon and you want either Gavin or myself to run a game for you, whatever game you want, be it Children of Midnight or Vampire or something else, we'll do that. And I'm getting ready to start working on a super fun 80s Vampire the Masquerade game for Seraphine, and I'm super excited about it. So if you're, one more perk to being a Patreon patron.
Ah. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Space Viking 23. And we can't wait to run all these games for everybody. So join us, and it will hasten their arrival. I'll feel free to join us in our Discord. I'll make sure the link gets passed back out again, because that's where our community meets, and we hang out there and make all our decisions about, pretty much everything about the channel. If it's not decided by the people in this cast right here, it's decided by our Discord friends. So yeah, come join us. And otherwise, we will see you all next week. I have one little other thing I can share. It's got an extra Morningstar in it, but this is what it will look like if we ever have a guest star on our channel. Sadly, it won't be a second Morningstar, but I should have just mirrored
That would be
it
entirely overwhelming.
and mirror it and delay it so it looks like it's like 2 separate people. But anyway, this is what our streams could look like if we had a guest star. So maybe that's something we'll be looking into soon.
Morningstar is so great. Why isn't there a Morningstar tool?
But all right. Thank you all so much for being here. Join our Patreon, join that too. Join our Patreon, join our Discord, and we will see you on Friday or next Tuesday. Stay tuned for the credits, and we'll see you next time.
Y'all come back now, you hear?